I hope that you enjoy our videos, and please press like. It'll help us a lot. Maybe some of you have seen the chart of the performance that we have had, and there are two things I'll say about that. One is that performance is very good, but the other is very volatile. And therefore, that's another reason why, please do your own due diligence and be very careful on making sure you do that. There have been times when the price of silver has gone up, and we're hopeful that that will happen again. But when it happens, what we've done is said, okay, I'm going to raise my glass, my smoothie, every time we've had an increase of $10 per ounce in the price of silver. We did it with 60, 70, all the way up to, I think, 100, 110. I don't have a smoothie with me because it hasn't gone up in the last few weeks. Instead, we had on Friday a dramatic drop in the price of silver. Was down something like 30% in one day. Does that cause me to say, oh, it's over, we're not going to like these silver miners again? Au contraire. The text that I've come up with in terms of the newsletters, one of the things I've tried to do is talk to or present videos of some of the people that I really respect, whether it's Andy Schectman or Alistair McLeod or Rick Rule or Michael Oliver on the technical side. All of those people are saying the same thing, which is not only is the bull market in silver not over, which only the beginning. And I think what's happened with the reason for the drop on Friday, as I mentioned in the newsletters, is primarily, I don't know to what degree, but a major degree is, and I guess the name still keeps coming up, that J.P. Morgan, who's been such a, I guess I'll call him the spider at the center of the web, has for decades been making money in large part by speculating on the price of silver, not in terms of the actual metal, but in terms of the paper future on the COMEX exchange and the London exchange, where paper futures for silver are actively traded. Now, with the bull market being short, silver futures has been a way to lose an enormous amounts of money, including potentially putting into bankruptcy some of the biggest traders, which are the several bullion banks that are really the insiders of what's going on in the future market. Instead of that, we have a new bull market in the actual silver. Same thing with gold, and it's not in the West. It's not in New York like COMEX is. It's not in London like the LBMA is. It's in China, and specifically in Shanghai. And the amount of actual trading of silver, if you want to buy an actual bar of silver or a bar of gold, that's what's done not in the West, that's what's done in China. And so if you look at what's going on there, you continue to see great interest in buying both gold and silver. In the case of silver, probably the most important reason for the bull market of silver is not for investors at all, but rather it's for industrial use, such as in the data center, in electronics, in solar cells, and increasingly from now on, I think, in electric vehicles in the auto industry, where they use a new, as I understand it, solid state battery, which uses silver. And so this has been a major factor in why, for several years now, as everyone who gets into looking at silver mining knows, there's more demand than there is supply of silver from the mines. And so the amount of silver available to trade with or for investors to buy as a type of money, which it is getting lower and lower and lower. But on the other hand, the industrial users are desperate to have silver. We saw a situation, I believe it was in December, where the government of Switzerland announced, we normally export a lot of silver. Why? We have a situation where we are refining impure silver into the kind of stuff that is at least, 99.9% pure silver. And we are now saying we may no longer export silver. Why? Because we have industrial users inside Switzerland that we have to make sure they get all the silver that they need. So that's another factor for causing the price of silver, the pure silver, to go up. There's a squeeze going on. And this is true in some of the people who've got the impure silver, and essentially my understanding is if you have a coin of silver, it's impure. And so if somebody goes to a coin shop with, $10,000 worth of silver coins and sells it to the coin shop, what the coin shop does is they send it to somebody like Switzerland to be refined into the pure silver, which they then can sell at a big profit. And that's no longer available to them to the same degree because the refiners in Switzerland and also, I assume, in China are backlogged. And so you have a situation where the people I trust, I've mentioned their names, I think are making good justification in saying, if you listen to Michael Oliver, who's, as I say, on the technical side, we may see silver at $200 an ounce, $300 an ounce, $400 an ounce, up from the current last price I saw this morning was it's back below $80 an ounce. It's something something dollars an ounce, a big drop from where it was even last week. Therefore, I'm pounding the table once again and saying, as I did in the newsletter, those of you who agree with us, think about buying more because we think it's only the beginning on this very unusually dramatic and hopefully profitable silver bull market. If you want a copy of my book, The Speculator's Mosaic, just check below, or it can also be bought on Amazon.